Today it is all about your tips. Yes, I said your tips. These ones at the end of your prop, and particularly the ones that are missing. We need to build this one up from this to this, and it comes in 2 stages. So the first thing we're going to do is look at the tools and equipment we're going to need to make a proper job. You're going to want 2 clamps, more if you've got them. Fiberglass matting, screwdriver, brush, flat, nice like this. Coppos, cups in which to mix the resin in, liquid resin and hardener, fiberglass resin and hardener, cling film, nick it out of your kitchen drawer, cellulose thinners to clean your fingers and your brush, and that kind of wraps it up. We need to build this tip up so that it is equal to that. That's what's missing, and we're going to use the fiberglass matting for the first stage. So the way I do it is I cut a piece of cardboard and then I can measure precisely what I want with the fiberglass matting. If you don't have an additional prop, what you can do is measure it. If you've got a 140 prop, you can measure the prop and work out the distance that's actually missing. When I repair these tips, I do it in 2 stages. The first stage is to take the fiberglass matting, insert it in between the prop and use resin to bond that in position. That makes a really good strong bond, and then down the seam in order to make a seal there. The second stage is to take the fiberglass resin and then build it up to exactly the profile that I want and that it should be. So stage 1, when complete, should look something like this. We've got the seam nicely bonded, we've got the fiberglass matting in the actual prop and bonded beautifully. Don't worry about bits of resin over the prop, they can be sanded down. And then we've got it nice and floppy. That's where we build up the tip and make it strong, so that when you're actually flying, the tip doesn't come off. A little bit of liquid resin, and then not too much of the hardener, round about that much. Give it a really good mix. And I like the fact that this resin is nice and gloopy and solid. It means I don't have to use the brush, I can use the screwdriver. That's because it's winter and it's cold. If you're doing this in the summer and it's thinner, then you'll be using the brush. Okay, so there's the resin. Take the resin onto the screwdriver, plenty of it. Twirl it round like so, keeping it on there, and then get it into the actual joint. This is where I'm going to be putting the fiberglass matting. So again, another good amount. Keep it turning, put it on and send it in. There we go. Now I need to get the matting in there. The fiberglass matting then can slot down into there like that, and then I'll just tuck it in with the screwdriver. This can get a little fiddly, but there we go. That is good. That is good. That's in there, and I've got plenty of resin each side. Now I need to seal this seam. So again, take some resin, not as much as you did last time, and then get it on. Ooh, steady on, right. Now get it to drizzle onto the edge, like so. And then again, I'm going to put an extra bit there because I'm going to send that in with my finger. Oh no, it's gone in good. Okay, so along the seam there, and again down here and across that part of the matting. Right, there we go. And then swap it over and do the other side. Now comes the sticky bit. You've got to take that out, holding it open, grab more, get it in there, like so. Other side. Perfect, that's it. Close it up. Now we need to clamp it. So, take hold of clamp. Clamp that there. And then clamp that one on there. So now you leave it for 20 minutes, thereabouts. Check whether your resin is, what's left in the cup is hard. Once that's hard, and then we'll move on to stage 2. Okay, so now we're going to build up the resin on this fibre. To do that, I take an ordinary tile, lay it down and put cling film over the tile. I then put that back on there, and this is where I'm going to apply fiberglass paste on both sides. And I'm going to make sure that I get it right into all those lovely jagged edges. Now it's time to mix the paste up, and that will do. I've obviously gone over the top with the paste because what I don't want to do is find that I've got too little. It doesn't matter, it's as cheap as chips. It really doesn't matter if you've mixed too much. And it's inevitable that once this is set, you're going to be putting a second coat on, and probably even a third, just to get the profile and smoothness right. Okay, that's now mixed up. The first area you start is the back area. Take a small quantity and start really pushing it into the prop itself. That's where the bonding is going to take place beautifully. There we go. Take the excess off there. Now hold it down. Take a bit more and then coat the fibre, the glass fibre matting. Coat that. Now take it off, turn it over, lay it down. This is the final form it's going to take. There we go. Take a bit more, and again reverse, go in to the prop, get all those lovely jagged edges biting into that lovely material. God, I love this game. And then smooth it off like so. Doesn't matter if you put too much on because you can sand it off. There we go. Pulling it, stretch it a little further than you think the tip's got to be. You can always check it out with your piece, which I can't find, which I cut out. Okay, I can't find it, never mind. But I'm going to add just a little bit more here, like so. And you'll be smoothing it this way, smoothing it that way. Okay. It's not perfect, but it never will be the first time round. Now you take hold of it, fold it over, and then with your finger start to get a nice even soft layer. You can move it with it, see, it's beautiful. It's absolutely wonderful. And then you leave it. That's it. So now it's all nice and hard. So we peel this back. It never peels off 100% perfect, but it soon rubs off like that. There we have. It's not bad, not bad. Bring it over there. See if we can come this side again. There we go. Yeah, more or less it's got most of it off. Oh, go on, go on. Oh, look at that. One little bit left. Okay, so now we've got that. What we want to do is get the shape we want. Now I can either do it by putting my prop on it or using the piece of cardboard I cut out. There's the line I marked, which will line up with where I want it to be, so I could draw around that. So I'm going to obviously use the prop that I've got. Line that up there. Take a pencil and then draw around it. That is what I've got to take away, smooth off. So I'm going to work on this and then come back when I've got it all sanded down. Now what you will find is that when you're sanding it down, you could get little air holes, and the best thing to fill them up with is a very small amount of liquid resin, and then just dab it on them like so, and that will then seal them holes, fill them up, and it will make the whole job look a little bit tidier and a hell of a lot more professional. Okay, so it's starting to come together. Now, when it comes to the sanding down, this has had 3 applications. When it comes to the sanding down, take your time. Start off with coarse, just to get the rough away, then go over to medium to start to form it, and then the really fine to get it really how you want it. So let's chuck a little bit of grey primer on this and see how it's looking. Right, what putting a little light undercoat on it will show is any slight blemishes. There's one there I've got to deal with. Other than that, I'd say that prop is coming back together rather nicely. Having rubbed the props down and applied a little bit of grey undercoat, they're looking absolutely superb, as you can see. So what's next? Balancing and painting. The balancing bit is really important, and then the final bit is actually getting to the airfield, aerodrome, and then testing them off. So look out for the next video, and until then, make sure you stay safe up there playing with clouds and whatever you play with when you're up there.